Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 865 million.
Miss, you've been checking your balance too long. People are waiting behind you.
Sorry. I'll be done right away.
Hospital outpatient lobby consultation fee.
Only 2,000 left. After the test fee, living on air the rest of the month. Hospital entrance garden. It's that lottery ticket from the other day. I won. Mom, something happened. I won the lottery.
What lottery? Did you go shopping?
I won the lottery. Over 800 million. It's good.
But we can't let this get out. Go back and keep working. Hang in there a few days.
I'm a billionaire now. Still have to go back to work? That smug face of Fred Fangs, I can't stand it for one more day.
Be good. If you quit now, everyone will know you struck it rich. Don't flaunt money. Stay there until you have a good reason. Or until time has passed. Then quit quietly. Otherwise, even if we get this huge sum of money,
there's no guarantee we'll keep it for long.
You know what?
You're right, Mom. I'll listen to you.
Prosperity Trade Office Area.
That's my seat.
Mona Sue, while you were on leave, I took over your work. Frank said you weren't well, so he moved me here. He told me to help out more.
Mona Sue is back. Lily handles supplier contacts, so being closer to the printer is convenient. You can use that little desk over there for now.
Supervisor Frank, if I remember, that spot was where we kept old newspapers.
Mona Sue, the company is about cutting costs and boosting efficiency now. Lily graduated from a top school. And you? No, your skills are average, and you don't join drinks or team events. You're a loner. The company keeps you, so you should be grateful. It's a seat change. Don't make a fuss.
The work policy doesn't allow you to privately reassign a full-time employee. Supervisor Flynn, you have
to give a reasonable explanation. A reasonable explanation? You eat my food, drink my stuff, you only sort contracts. Lily isn't officially hired yet, and she helped me close a deal. What do you have to compare? If you want to talk about duty, let me tell you. I have the right to let people sit anywhere in office. Go back to your desk. Sit down. Don't be an eyesore.
Fine. Don't regret it.
TCH. What a joke. No money, no looks, no social skills, and quite a temper too.
Office January.
Don't say I gave you no choice. The records room needs someone to sort scrap. Go work there, or sign this resignation letter.
This is constructive dismissal. If the company ends the contract, it must pay compensation.
Compensation? Susan Moore, 5 years in purchasing. Last month, that rebar quote was wrong. The company hasn't asked you to cover the losses yet. If you want to make trouble, we'll handle it in court. Then we'll see who can't stay in this business.
It was data entered by Lily Sunday. I was on leave and hadn't handed over yet.
Whoever I say is at fault is at fault. Sign it. I can even put in a good word on your separation letter. Or you can forget about getting any severance in this lifetime.
This is the place I busted my ass for 5 years. Resignation application.
Apex Trading Company.
Then let's see how. Fix this mess without me.
Zhang Wei, Mr. Zhang Wei, April 13th, 2023. Mr. Zhang Wei, Mr. Zone.
Supervisor phone. I hope you won't regret this later.
Mona, you signed it? Victor Vaughn's trying to mess with you to free up your spot for his insider hire.
Good. Signing it. A place like this isn't worth one more second.
But you have to go through the exit process. How are you gonna survive here for a month? Look at Lily's son acting smug.
It's fine. Think of it as me getting a taste of Mom's right. Don't flaunt money. Since they think I'm a burden, I'll be a burden all the way.
Well, Mona, your office setup is really down to earth. Why keep these old reports around?
Last year's purchase records. The rules require archiving.
Rules are dead. People are alive. Oops, my hand slipped. Mona, you didn't get burned, did you?
Sonny, you did that on purpose.
I already apologized. What else do you want? If this paper got wet, then it got wet. Just print another copy.
What are you arguing about? Sonny, how could you be careless? And you, Summer, it's just a few papers. Do you need to pick on the new girl?
A few sheets. Manager phone? This is the supplier list the company needs tomorrow.
Then stop wasting time and redo it. If it's not done today, don't leave work. Summer, I know you're upset, but that's how the workplace works. Lily brings me benefits. You don't.
Benefits? You mean the 3-point kickback she hid?
What nonsense are you talking about?
While I was sorting scrap, I accidentally found a few private account records Sun Lily hadn't shredded yet. Supervisor phone. Are you sure you'll force me out right now?
Susan, don't play games with me. If you dare run your mouth, I'll expose all the crap you've done and make sure you can't work in this industry again.
Manager phone, please don't misunderstand. I want to remind you, leave some room today so we can meet again tomorrow. By the way, I finished that report. Don't forget to read it tomorrow.
Director's office.
Susan, supervisor phone.
Before you left, your handover had serious gaps, especially that deal with Mr. Wong. The supplier says the numbers don't match.
I finalized that deal before my sick leave. After Sunny Lily took over, she changed the date.
Director, don't listen to her excuses. Mr. Wong was clear, if we don't go with the current price, he'll cut off our supply. Su-man sets the company up to fail before she leaves.
So the company has decided to withhold your 10,000 yuan quarterly bonus for now as a risk deposit. Once resolved, we'll pay it back to you.
Director Shea, you came from legal. You know it's illegal to withhold wages without cause.
Go ahead and sue. But do you really have the energy? In this industry, without my bad mark from Sheyan, what HR would dare hire you?
Since won't play by the rules. Then I won't hold back either.
Sun Lily, if you can bring the unit price down another 2 points.
The extra kickback.
We split 50-50.
Illegal recording. Su-man, are you insane?
This was deliberately sent by supplier President Wong, asking if your professional standards are fit to handle the project. You should on how you get along with people.
Pull it out for me, now, hurry.
And Director C. You said my handover was unclear. The recording clearly says Director Frank told me not to do a handover and just fill the vacancy.
What's this yelling? I could hear it from the hallway.
It's all a misunderstanding. Susan is deliberately causing trouble after being forced out.
If you want to know if the recording is real, check the supplier payment records. So, are you giving me my commission now? Or waiting for a court?
It's only 10 grand. Is it really worth making such a huge scene? Ava, give her the money and make her leave. People from the bottom only care about petty little gains.
You're right. I came from the bottom. But soon you'll find out you won't even be worthy of looking up to me.
Take it, Susan. This 10 grand is enough to buy a lot of fertilizer, right? I don't get it. Ruining your name over this little money. Was it worth it?
A good name is for people with integrity. You don't deserve to say those words.
Summer, here's a piece of advice. With your little tricks like playing recordings, you'll be picking through trash your whole life. Mr. Young just said it. No one in the city's purchasing circle will hire you.
Good. I wasn't planning to serve you people anymore anyway.
Summer, if you can't make it out there later, you can come back to the company.
The cleaning department needs someone scrubbing toilets. For an old employee, I'll save the spot for you.
Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Young. I suggest you worry more about your cash flow, Youngzo. With that many parasites, it's only a matter of time before the whole place collapses. When the tree falls and the monkeys scatter, begging for help won't feel good.
What bad luck. Just drive.
Cloud Peak Hills sales office? I'd like to see the top floor duplex in Area A. I'm coming over now.
You're going to Cloud Peak Hills? That's the priciest place in the city. One house there costs tens of millions, right?
They start at over 80 million.
Wow, working there must look pretty fancy. Are you going for housekeeping or landscaping?
I'm going to buy a house.
Cloud Peak Hills sales office. If it isn't Summer Sullivan, has Grand Prosperity not gone under yet, or are you here looking for your next job?
Zachary Chow, didn't you get manager job at a foreign company? Why are you guarding the gate here?
This is premium property management. And you, showing up dressed like that, here for the free coffee, huh?
Visits are by appointment only. You must provide proof of assets over 5 million. If not, don't interfere with our work.
Current status of this Skyline Crown unit?
Susan man, did getting fired mess with your head? That's the A1 penthouse. It's 89 million. Even if you sold your family's homes, you still couldn't raise an...
Captain Chow, don't waste your breath on her. I've seen plenty like this. Snap a few photos, post them online, pretend to be rich. Security, show her out.
Card. Full payment.
Miss Susan, we apologize. We were wrong. The duplex you chose has been reserved for you. This way, we'll handle the paperwork at once. Manager, is this card broken? How could it have 90 million on it?
Shut your mouth in front of our guest.
How dare you be rude to a black card client?
You're fired.
Manager, I don't want to see this kind of security guard again when we take possession.
Yes,
We'll replace the entire security team right away.
This place is huge. It's like a plaza. How much does it depreciate in a year?
This house is in our name. Once you move in, you won't have to squeeze through the market anymore. There's a grocery store downstairs. Everything's fresh.
Hey, I'm used to living on the old street. Maybe later. But man, don't just think about spending money. Think about standing on your own feet.
Mom, I know. I don't plan to just live off what I have. I've got a few plans in mind. At least I worked in purchasing for quite a while before. I know a thing or two, then that's good.
Hello, I'm your neighbor across the way, Luke North. I heard Unit A1 finally has a new owner. I came by to say hello.
Sue man, you're too polite, Mr. Luke. The place is still being sorted out, so it's a bit messy.
Miss Sue works in trade too. This handbook's an internal edition from 5 years ago. Hardly seen now.
The company gave it out before. Take a look. Mr. Liu, you came see me about something.
Nothing much. Most of the owners in this building are familiar faces. Miss Sue, you look very new to me. The stock market's swung lately, especially the bulk trade sector. Miss Sue, any insights?
So he's sounding me out.
Expectations of a Fed rate hike are heating up. Holding a large batch of non-ferrous metal purchase orders, would you choose to settle now?
Settle? I'd break the contract. The premium has eaten up the next 6 months of profit. It's a liability.
The penalty for breaking the contract won't be...
Compared to the penalty, I care more about the safety of cash flow. Mr. Luke, your coffee's getting cold. I think you should head back to Alpha 2 and keep an eye on that inverse leverage that's about to bottom out.
How do you know I'm holding an inverse leveraged position, Miss Sue?
When you knocked on door just now, your phone screen lit up. That was Skylight Ventures' data monitoring interface. This week, the only inverse target swinging that hard. Only the Liu family's color relatives fund.
I misjudged you. Miss Sue, you're not a nouveau riche lady, you're a pro. Keep this card. Up at Summit Hills. Lucas Liu, if there's anything I can't get done, come to me anytime.
But I still hope we stay just neighbors, with no business between us.
This woman is no simple person. Those notes in that manual aren't something an ordinary clerk could write.
Lily, President Wong, why haven't the raw materials arrived? Workshop shuts down tomorrow.
Director phone. I don't understand the technical terms on this. I thought it was automatic confirmation after payment, but it was a notice asking us to provide a supplementary letter of credit.
The letter of credit expired? Then Mr. Regal will rule we're in breach. The penalty is 200 grand a day.
I'll call Mr. Regal.
He's not picking up. Why didn't Summer make these things clear before she left? She obviously set us up.
Felix, this is the top university talent you recommended? 200 grand a day in penalties. Are you planning to pay it out of your salary?
Boss Grant, this isn't Lily's fault. Summer changed the contract template before she left and misled the new hire.
Summer's been gone for a whole week, and you're only bringing her up now?
Boss Grant, I checked. When Summer left, she secretly copied a lot of the company's core supplier data. Mr. Regal isn't answering. Summer must be behind this, to squeeze us for severance pay.
So there's no way she didn't know. She's got some nerve.
A poor woman like her would do anything for money. Mr. Sterling, we need to strike first. Sue her for embezzlement.
I want this problem solved, not to hear you people dodge the blame. Felix Vaughn, are you sure you can pin this on her?
Don't worry, Mr. Shaw. The surveillance footage has been handled. We'll say Susanna took the core pricing sheet and caused major losses for... If we call the police and open a case, she won't dare jail. She'll give up Mr. Warren's connections. Don't worry, Sterling. Director Shaw already handled that day's surveillance footage. We'll say Susanna took it. The core pricing sheet caused major losses for the company. Once the police open a case, she won't dare risk jail. She'll hand over Warren's connections.
Mr. Yan, legal has drafted the notice. It'll be posted in the company group and industry blacklist.
Do it. She's just a junior clerk. Crushing her is easier than crushing an ant. Yunding Hillside living room.
Look at the main company group chat. Bong Dequan's crazy. He says you stole company trade secrets before you quit. Mr. Yen wants to blacklist you industry-wide and call the police on you.
Blacklist me?
Sun Lily is stirring up in the group too.
She says she saw you copying data.
Sis, you need to hide, now.
Hide? Send me screenshots of the messages Sun Lily posted.
Ms. Sue, do you need me to contact the law firm now?
No rush. Old Wu, did you finish the cloud sync and backup I asked for? Phone Dequan thinks deleting the records on my computer means he's in the clear. He forgot I made double encrypted backups of every contract in the purchasing department. And each one has his electronically signed confirmation.
Once we bring this out, it won't just prove President Sue is innocent. It'll also prove that Phone Dequan abused his position and took kickbacks.
It's too early to show it. Doesn't he want 1 million in compensation? Then let's wait till we get to the mediation room and let him. Say those lies again in front of the judge.
Mediation center waiting room.
Sue man, it's not too late to beg. Hand over Mr. Wong's contact info and write an apology letter. Director Phone can still plead with Mr. Yan for you.
Soon, Lily. Did you get those coffee stains cleaned off?
Sue man, stop being stubborn. The judge will be here soon. Once we hand over the security footage, your life will be ruined.
Director Phone, is that security footage or a lousy show you staged yourself?
Suman, be smart and read the room. At Peak Prosper, you're an ant. Outside Peak Prosper, you're less than an ant.
Do you have—
Your Honor, this is a surveillance screenshot from when she left the company. It shows her using the back-end system. This is the folder.
Your Honor, I have another evidence to submit. This is the data handover confirmation form signed by Supervisor Fletcher 3 days before I left. The electronic signature on it was verified by a third party. Supervisor Fletcher, anything else to say? And that's not all. This backup also records that after Sunny Lily took over because she couldn't understand the foreign language contract, she changed the delivery schedule without authorization.
Manager Fletcher. This confirmation form does bear your signature, and it's dated before Susan Mann left the company. Since the handover was confirmed, why sue her?
That's forged by her.
The real purchase order we got from Mr. Wong. The unit price differs from what Lily Sun entered by 5 points. Supervisor Feng. Which account did that 5-point price gap go to? Do I need to expose it in public?
Prosperity trading.
Your evidence has obvious flaws and may even involve false accusation. Ms. So, you have the right to file a counterclaim.
Useless. You couldn't handle a junior clerk and let her get evidence of the kickbacks.
Mr. Wong has cut off all supplies. Do you know how much the company has lost? Mr. Yim, I didn't expect this girl to leave so many backup plans.
Get out. Pick up this month's pay from accounting. You're fired. Tell Sunny Lee to get out too.
President Ian, for the sake of the 5 years I've worked here.
5 years? All the kickbacks you took in those 5 years, I'll have the auditors go through every last cent sooner or later.
President Su, registration's done. Dingxing's breach penalty of $100,000.
Has already come through. 100,000? That's what they owed me. Old Wu, let's move to the next step.
Our target is President Wong.
President Wong is a smart man. He's cutting off Dingxing now. Because he knows Ian Shoucheng won't last much longer. But he's sitting on a batch of goods. He also really needs cash flowing back in. We're taking that shipment. No, we're buying up President Wade's company debt. Make Ian Shaw come back and beg me. Even on his knees. He'll pay everything he owes me.
President Wade's company hallway. Su Man, aren't you?
President Wade, long time no see. I heard Peak Prosperity's final payment has been giving you a headache.
Shane Yates, that old fox, isn't even answering calls now. Are you here to speak for him?
No, I'm here to pay off his debt, and also to talk to Mr. Warren about the secondary distribution rights for this shipment. Mr. Warren, office.
Miss Susan, go make the best dragon well tea.
Shane Yates, since you don't know how to do business properly, then I'll gladly take your connections and resources.
Miss Susan, no, President Susan, I still can't believe it. A week ago, you were still sorting reports under Shane Yates. You're really putting in $10 million in cash? You're not joking?
You flatter me. Contract is in black and white, stamped by Starlight Ventures. I'm buying in to clear your upstream debts, and I want the exclusive agency rights to that batch of raw materials.
Mr. Warren, this is the perfect win-win. With this money, your factory won't just reopen, it can even expand.
But over at Summit Prosper, Ian Sterling and I have worked together for years.
And all those years of partnership got you as 3/4 of unpaid balance. Mr. Warren, in business, do you go by loyalty or by your bank book?
Sir, I'll pass the message along one more time.
Manager Felix,
I came to apologize to Mr.
Mr. King is discussing business with a guest. He said he won't see Ian.
Who is it? Mr. Ian said we have to see Mr. King today. If this shipment still doesn't move, the company will have to shut down. Mr. King, I'm so sorry. Suman? What are you doing here?
Manager Frank, who told you to barge in? Can't you see I'm talking business with Miss Sue?
Miss Sue? Mr. King, are you kidding? She's a former buyer we fired. She used a dirty trick.
Manager Frank, barging into someone else's business meeting? The standards at Prosper Commerce surprise me.
That brat, where did she get the money for designer clothes? Don't tell me she's latched onto Mr. King.
President Wang, I know what you want to say.
Everyone, check the main group chat. Manager Frank just dropped some huge gossip. I knew it. How could she afford designer brands? Turns out she found an old sugar daddy. She acted high and mighty.
Didn't expect her to be this scheming.
Starblue Ventures office.
Franklin Fenton has sent photos.
President Ian knows too. The whole company is gossiping about you.
President Sue, this already counts as serious defamation.
We'll send a lawyer's letter now. He's just a clown. Don't worry.
Then what do we do next?
Look into the kickback accounts Feng Dequan has been taking for years. Dingxing's anniversary gala. I will give Yan Shouqing a big surprise.
Dingxing Anniversary Gala Hotel.
Yan Shouqing, Feng Dequan, since you two love a spectacle so much, tonight I'll give you one that no one here will ever forget.
At Dingxing, our stage is built on trust, unlike certain former employees who rely on shameless conduct to swindle people outside. Ha ha ha.
Manager Feng, your idea of integrity is eye-opening.
Suman, who said you could come in? Security, throw this uninvited fraud out.
I'm legal representative of Starblue Ventures, and Agent Mr. Wong appointed today. Feng Dequan, those 3 photos you posted in the group have already been notarized. For defaming me and using your position to spread nasty rumors, I'll see you in court.
Suman, quit now. Today is Prosperity's 5th anniversary. Making a scene here won't help you. This 20,000 should keep you busy for a while. Take back the lawyer's letter, and I'll pretend none of this happened.
Mr. Yen, 20,000 to buy off someone's reputation? With the way your company is valued, I doubt it's worth much.
What exactly do you want?
I want Feng Dequan. Apologize to me before the whole company. Do it officially.
Mr. Yates,
The media and our partners are here. If this really blows up,
the suppliers.
we'll think management is a mess. What Victor Ford did leave loose ends.
It's not worth ruining my bigger plans over one Victor Ford. You clean up the mess you made.
Don't make me lose face in this situation. Mr. Yates, I was only trying to protect the company.
To protect the company. You're apologizing just to save your own pathetic face?
Suman, I'm sorry. I was foolish and posted photos I shouldn't have shared.
I can't hear you, Manager Feng. Where's that energy you used to yell at me in the office? Supervisor Feng, say it loud for all to hear. What did you do wrong?
I shouldn't have maliciously questioned Miss Sue's innocence, and I shouldn't have slandered her in the company group chat. Suman, I apologize to you.
I accept your apology. But the court will make you pay every last cent in damages.
Suman. Now you can leave, right?
Take it easy, Mr. Yim. I brought a generous gift, Mr. Yim. Manager Feng is out there building you an honest image. But behind your back, he seems more concerned with how many points he can skim from President Wong's final payment.
What do you mean?
And here is Feng Dak Chen's kickback ledger from the last 3 years, down to the exact time and account number of every transfer. Mr. Yim, it looks like your prosperity trading is already full of holes.
A department manager making 7 figures actually pocketed that much money right under my nose. Shenga Man, as admin director, what exactly have you been doing?
Mr. Yam, that was signed privately by Feng Dak Chen and the suppliers, and now So Man has gotten hold of this. She's obviously coming after us.
That girl.
She's definitely got a powerful backer now. If we don't crush her, and she hands all this to the auditors, we're finished.
Mr. Yen, I checked. Suman's new company recently invested in a clothing factory. That's all the money she has. If we can make something happen at that factory.
If we're doing this, we do clean.
Don't let an idiot Frank Denton get involved. Don't worry, I know people in quality inspection. One closure order will do. Susan's 20 million investment will go down the drain.
Susan, think hitting the jackpot can turn your life around?
You're wrong. A wage slave
We'll be a wage slave. You'll never be elite.
Officer, our paperwork is in order. The clothing factory,
Shipment exports tomorrow, and you're sealing it up?
we'll lose everything.
Someone reported that your fabric has excessive formaldehyde. You must cooperate with the investigation. This is the seizure notice.
Director Liu, business is hard enough. You backed the wrong boss. We'll lose every penny we've put in.
Director Shea, you move fast. The quality inspectors just got here.
President Su, how does it feel seeing your 20 million investment turn into scrap fabric? That's what you get for going against me.
Director Shea, the test results aren't in yet. Isn't it early to jump to conclusions?
President Su, the factory has been shut down. Penalties are 500,000 a day. Our cash flow is being strangled by Shay Yawen.
Shay Yan is just Yan Shouqing's dog. She bites, and he cashes in behind her. They want to force me to touch the reserve fund. Don't panic.
So what's our next move?
Hold your position. Have Director Lewis cooperate with the inspection. I checked that batch of fabric. There's no problem.
Starlight Ventures office.
Sheila Yates is shutting your place down, while Simon Reed is covering up his grave.
Prosperity
Internal records showing inflated profits over.
What is this?
Simon Reed rushes to crush you because his $200 million overseas debt comes due next week. He wants the pledge rights on the goods in President Warren's hands.
So the clothing factory mess was a smokescreen. What he wants is to swallow up the raw materials in my hands.
Prosper Trade is already just an empty shell. If Summer gives it one more push, Prosper Trade will completely collapse.
Mr. Warren can reel in the net now.
Prosper Trade Contract Factory.
You mean cut off supply? We signed a long-term contract.
Chairman Ian, there's nothing we can do. Star Blue Capital just...
The claims on our raw materials.
Mr. Warren's side now only listens to Summer. Where did Summer get so much cash?
Chairman Ian, creditors are waiting downstairs. We got notice from the bank that because we couldn't provide the latest compliance, the previous $100 million loan guarantee was called early.
That lunatic Summer, she's trying to kill me.
Mr. Yen, if we can't secure $50 million in investment within 3 days, we'll have to file for bankruptcy liquidation.
Where's Yawen Show? Have her reach out to those old clients.
Director Shea said. Everyone's avoiding us.
Miss Shea, Mr. Yan's looking for you. Finance department making a transfer?
Manager phone, Yan Shoching is already finished. These $5 million are the last bonus I can get. If you're smart, you'll clean up those kickbacks of yours too and prepare a way out.
What if over at Suman's side?
As long as Yan Shoching hasn't fallen. Selena's whole focus is on him. What we need is a sucker to take this mess off our hands. That'll buy us time to run.
Welcome, Mr. Walker, welcome.
A representative from a consortium. You're the savior of Prosperity Group. Chairman Young, our consortium's evaluation of Prosperity Group was originally only a C rating. It was only through Mr. Stone's recommendations that we decided to inspect the site in person.
Yes. Mr. Stone, oh, no, Mr. Walker, this way, please. Mr. Walker.
Our warehousing and logistics chain is the best in the whole city. Once the $50 million comes in, profits will double right away. Chairman Sterling, all I see is a pile of bad debt. If I did not value the collateral in your logistics warehouses, I would not be sitting here today.
Mr. Wade, Chairman Sterling is completely sincere. All core assets can be put on the table as a bet.
I want 100% control of Summit Logistics Warehousing as collateral. And also, Chairman Sterling, you need to sign unlimited joint liability guarantee in your personal name.
Mr. Wade, besides the investment, what's your group's position on the changes to our management?
President Sloan said it. The group only looks at the numbers. As long as Ian Sterling can sign,
There will be a generous bonus for you later.
Do not worry. Ian Sterling has no way out now. I will make sure he signs.
pledging 100% control, plus personal unlimited joint liability, Yvonne. If this fails, I'm done for. But Susan's
busy dealing with the Quality Inspection Bureau. Once we have the money, we'll first buy back Mr. Wong's shares. Kick Susan out for good.
As long as I have the money, I can crush her.
Looks like he's already walked into the trap. Starlight Ventures mom Yvonne C really is useful.
Yvonne C isn't useful, she's greedy. She thinks she's grabbing a lifeline, but digging Yen Shoching's grave.
You promised her that operating bonus. What are you going to pay up?
By the time she bleeds Prosperity Trade dry.
Yvonne will have Mr. Wu wire the money right away.
Okay, I'll handle it now. Yen Shoching, when you put all your chips
On a trader.
your ending is already set.
Luke Northriver's private study. Yvonne's $5 million transfer just now was very well hidden, and
It went into an overseas shell account. She's planning to take Yen Shoching's last bit of money before Prosperity collapses.
what are you going to do?
I'm seeing my former boss,
Dingsheng Trading Underground.
Suman, why the hell are you still in this city?
Director Xia. How's the view in those offshore accounts?
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
Out of this 5 million, how much is Yen Shoching's life money? If you run now, do you think Yen Shoching will let you go? Or will cops stop you at the airport first?
What do you want?
Help me do one last thing.
You want me to force Yan Shoching to sign that stock transfer agreement?
Yannick Sterling already signed a joint liability guarantee. The moment his shares move, all of Prosperity Trade's claims will be transferred to Azure Peak Venture.
He'll kill me.
If you won't help me, I'll report under my name now. Go to prison or help me take what never belonged to Yannick Sterling.
Fine, I'll help you.
Tomorrow night at 8 at Summit Hills. I want to hear him announce bankruptcy himself.
Selena Moore, you're insane. Once this is signed, Yannick Sterling will really be left with nothing.
Director Shaw, is contract revised? Ms. Moore's time's valuable. If Yannick Sterling doesn't sign tonight, the bank seizure order will arrive tomorrow morning.
It's been handled the way Mr. Sullivan wanted. I added a cross-default clause to the breach terms. If he moves any money to cover Frederick Fang's hole, ownership of the logistics park will transfer immediately.
Good. Remember this. You talked him into signing because it was for the good of the company.
Chairman Yen, Mr. Wu, transfer order is ready. Once signed, the 50 million will hit account within 10 minutes. The supplier's blockade will be over.
Yvonne, there's something about this contract that doesn't feel right. What exactly does this restriction on designated funds mean?
Chairman Yen, that's how overseas consortiums do things. They're worried the money might be diverted into illegal channels, so they added oversight. But once the money hits our company's account, how it's used is still up to finance, isn't it?
Really? What if?
There is no what if. The debt collectors outside are about to tear the front gate down. If we don't get the money tonight, Dingxing will be on the bankruptcy notice tomorrow. Your 20 years of hard work. Are you really going to watch it all go up in smoke?
Chairman Yen, the full 50 million has arrived. Finance office.
Transfer 3 million. Pay President Wang's penalty for this installment first. Use the rest to cover Feng Dequan's hole.
Chairman Yen, it won't go through. The system says submission failed. This money. Submission failed. Locked in a restricted subaccount. It can only be used to pay warehouse equipment purchases.
What did you say? 50 million is sitting in the account, and I still can't use it. Xenia Wharton, what the hell is going on? Explain it to me clearly.
The warehouse shelves.
No way. I calculated those figures perfectly. If I don't cover this shortfall, Ian Sterling will definitely send me to prison. Lily Summers, it was you. You actually took a full 800 grand in kickbacks from a shady supplier behind my back.
Well, Director Frost, instead of staying home this late at night, you came here to smell the mildew?
Lily Summers, what have you done? Where did 800 grand in kickbacks go? Why bring in this trash that couldn't pass quality inspection?
Derek Frost, why are you yelling? When you were stuffing your face, I covered for you. And that money. I already used it for a mortgage on a place halfway up Cloud Peak. Something's gone wrong, and you—
Are you crazy? They're conducting a full audit. If this account doesn't add up, I'll go down, and you won't get off easy either.
What am I afraid of? The contract bears your signature, Felix Ford, and you stamped it too. I'm just a new junior clerk. I don't know anything.
Lily's son, you're trying to kill me.
Felix Ford, if you know better, go apologize to Chairman Yates now. Besides, you've skimmed over the years. Just pay some of it back.
Soon, man, I got the evidence.
Manager Ford, explain this. Why is our raw materials warehouse full of defective goods that snap in half?
Mr. Yates, it was him. Lily's son changed the supplier list behind my back.
Enough. Listen to this recording.
Victor Feng, Lily's son. You two actually dared to pull this right under my nose. A 7-figure hole. How do you plan to pay it back? From now on, you're both fired. Demoted and suspended without pay. No, you won't get a cent. Within 3 days.
If you don't pay back every bit of the embezzled funds, I'll give this recording to the Economic Crimes Unit and have you spend the new year.
Mr. Yin, have mercy. I've been with you for 5 years.
5 years? You've been living off me for 5 years. Get out.
Manager Fletcher, heard you lost your job. So that 500 grand with rolling interest we talked about, time to settle it.
Give me 2 more days. I'll find a way.
2 days? Gideon Yates put out a notice. Your name's Mud. You can't get a food delivery job, can you?
I can't believe he'd go that far. Gideon Yates, you're really trying to drive me to death. Since you won't leave me a way out, I'll take Prosper Peak's original records and sell them to your biggest rival for a good price. As long as I get that secret deal with President Warren, I can flip it to Summer Sullivan and get enough cash to run.
Fletcher Vaughn, I knew you were up to no good. To guard against those debt collectors, I installed this alarm system. Never thought the first one I'd catch would be you.
Mr. Yin, I was trying to help organize your files. I lost my head.
Stealing trade secrets involving a huge amount of money. Save it for the police.
Yan Shouqing, you're no better. That 50 million will get you killed.
Long distance bus station, hello. This is Sun Lily. Long distance bus station.
Mr. Wu, it's so late. Has the funding use request been approved?
Chairman Yan, I'm calling to say that since the executives of Prosperity Trading were arrested in a criminal case, it has triggered the credit default clause and the material management misconduct clause.
What did you say?
50 million is being frozen immediately, under the cross-collateral agreement, tomorrow at 8 a.m. We will take over the logistics.
Warehouse center pledged by
Chairman Ian, you're in breach.
Cheng, what's wrong?
Quick, get in touch with Mr. Wood. I want to see the boss behind him. Talk face to face.
Mr. Wood said their big boss has already prepared a dinner at Midmount Cloudcrest, if you dare to go.
I'll go. Even if it's a death trap, I'm going. I refuse to believe there's anything in this world money can't fix.
President Su, Yan Shouqing is already on the way. How did Xia Yan do?
Just as you instructed, she's been acting scared the whole time. Yan Shouqing now thinks that as long as he sees you, he can use his outdated business logic.
To talk you into letting him back in. I've waited far too long for this day.
Chairman Yan, since Suman agreed to see you at home, it means she still cares about what you had over these past 4 years. When you go in, make sure your tone is softer.
What we had is the least of my concerns now. I just want her to lift the 50 million restriction. As long as the money can move, Dingxing can survive. I, Yan Shouqing, have worked my whole life for this. He actually came to beg some low-level clerk to let him off.
Chairman Yan, Director Xia, President Su is already waiting on the terrace.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Wu. Please lead the way. President Su, your mansion at Cloud Peak Hillside is magnificent. It's even grander than I imagined.
President Su prefers peace and quiet. Chairman Yan,
Even though she already knew Su Man was the boss of New Blue Ventures, seeing this top-tier estate worth over 100 million with her own eyes still made the gap hit so hard she could barely breathe. President Su, I'm really sorry to disturb your peace so late at night.
You're too kind, Mr. Yan. When I left, didn't you say you'd save me a janitor job? I'm here today to start in person.
Ms. Su, that was all a misunderstanding. I was blind. About our previous contract, that 50 million investment, could you do me a favor and release the restricted funds first?
So I can watch you use that money to cover the bad debt Feng Dequan swallowed and help you hide the hole from your fake accounting too?
That was done by that parasite Feng Dequan. I'm already under investigation. I want to save Prosperity now. Su Man, we worked together for 4 years. For old time's sake.
Old times? You mean when Mr. Xia sent to shut down my subcontract factory, or when Chairman Yan told Qingguo to post online? Spread rumors that I was laundering money?
I was only following Chairman Ian's orders. Deep down, I've always respected you.
Respected you enough to move the company's lifeline funds into offshore accounts?
Suman, what do you really want? Just unfreeze the funds, and I'll give you 50% of Prosper Peak.
Mr. Ian, as of 4 o'clock this afternoon, President Su has fully acquired all the supplier debts under your name. You no longer owe capital injections. You now owe collateral assets to our Star Blue Ventures. Take a look.
Impossible. Those debts aren't even due yet.
Because of suspected financial fraud, cross-default clauses in all contracts have been triggered. Mr. Wang and others have filed with the court for asset preservation. Chairman Ian, Jinding's lifeline belongs to the Sullivans now.
You're pushing me into a dead end.
Suman, if you take the logistics hub away, my life is over. Those creditors will tear me apart.
Back when Felix smeared me in the office, saying I embezzle company funds, did you ever think I might be finished? When Lily dumped coffee on me on purpose, did you think you'd be finished too?
No, that's wrong. The investment contract hasn't been revoked. Suman seizing the logistics hub now is a hostile takeover. I can sue you.
Ian, you and manager Shane signed the contract. The clause is clear. Once the company's management faces an integrity crisis, Starlight Ventures has the right to enforce the mortgage immediately.
Chairman Ian, you probably don't know this yet, but Director Shane added a cross-default addendum to that clause. This is what she gave me as proof of loyalty, so she could get her cut when the 50 million
A token of trust for me.
Jiaowen, it was you. You tampered with the contract.
Mr. Yan, I was protecting myself. You're about to be investigated. Was I supposed to go down with you? Miss Su promised that as long as I cooperated, she wouldn't look into where that 5 million went.
You set me up, Su Man, you vicious woman.
If you weren't greedy for those fake reports, how could anyone have set you up?
No. I'm not signing it. This agreement is invalid.
Chairman Yan, watch your place.
Tear it up. That's a copy. The original was filed long ago at the law firm. Chairman Yan, you look pathetic. Starting tomorrow, The sign on Prosper Tower will be gone for good.
Chairman Yan, the deal falls through, yet you lay hands on a lady? That's not how a mature businessman acts.
Lubichuan. So the shadow boss behind Star Blue Capital was you all along.
Chairman Yan, you're wrong again. Sue Man is my partner. Every Star Blue Capital decision was made by her. I'm just her neighbor and her strategy advisor, by the way.
Neighbor strategy consultant, Susan. So you really did latch on to someone powerful. No wonder you dare treat me like this.
Chairman Ian, even now, you still think I got here by relying on a man? Look at this supply chain analysis report. I finished it a week before I resigned. Back then, Mr. Luke hadn't even moved in yet. I can see through Pinnacle's weak spots. Because I spent 4 years there doing dirty, exhausting work, and all you ever do is sit in your office staring at those fake profit statements.
Old Walter, show him out. Chairman Ian doesn't want to leave with dignity, so we'll help him.
Susan, don't get cocky. If I get investigated, Ivy Shaw won't get away either. I'm reporting her too.
Go ahead, but Director Shea already has someone waiting at the door, as long as Yering Chain signs the contract.
Transfer that money out right away, then we go our separate ways.
Did you hear, Mr. Chain? Before you walked in, your Director Shea had already cut off every road ahead.
You, by shouter, you were actually trying to run?
Mr. Chain. You used me as your shield first. I was the one who signed off on that fake account last year. But you were the one who profited.
Which of you is Shay Yon? In the prosperity trade embezzlement and money laundering case, come with us for questioning.
Mr. Sutton hopes you'll keep your promise, spare my family.
As long as you tell the truth, the education fund I promised will be paid on schedule.
It's gone. Everything's gone. Summer, do you really have to be this ruthless?
The logistics center's debt will go to Star Blue. I'll inject capital to restructure suppliers, so they won't lose everything.
You still want to restructure Peak Prosperity?
I'm only restructuring the business, not you. Chairman Young, starting tomorrow, you only need to cooperate with the investigation. Chairman Young, debt relations have been sorted out. Star Blue Ventures will handle the compensation, and you can go back to your old house. It's the only property in your name that hasn't been.
Summer, I fought my way through this city for 20 years, and in the end, all you left me was a shabby old apartment.
That's because in the past 20 years, the honesty and conscience you threw away were worth no more than that one house. Old Walter, see Mr. Stern out.
And all of this was ruined by a clerk I used to look down on the most. Sir, are you okay?
You don't look too well. Sir, are you okay?
No. I'm fine.
I'll pay the money back,
Ethan Shaw is finished.
but he has property. I can go get money.
Yen Shouqing doesn't even have bus fare now, and you expect him to. Miss Sun, you owe us 300 grand with interest. You'd better give us an answer today.
I heard you used to work at Peak Prosperity and knew how to handle people. Since you're broke, work your debt off here. What are you waiting for?
That table left, and they puked on the floor. Clean it up now. If you're slow, forget dinner tonight.
Sue Man, it's all because of her. If it weren't for her, I'd still be the envied office manager.
President Sue, with Peak Prosperity's supply chain
We're all counting on you.
This place may be a little messy, but it's nice and quiet. Let's nail down the contract details here.
President Zhang, you're always thorough, so I trust you.
Why are you playing dead?
Lower your head when you see an honored guest.
Susumin.
The air here isn't good, Mr. Zhang. Let's go somewhere else.
Yes, my mistake.
This employee works very hard. This 100 is a little extra for her. She wouldn't even bother mocking me. In her eyes, I'm really not even worth as much as trash.
Prosperity Group is gone. Yan Shouqing is finished, and Sun Lily is doing odd jobs now. But you, Susan, what makes you the big boss? You ruined my job, ruined my reputation, and turned me into this wreck. Susan, don't think you'll get off easy either. Go to hell.
Frank Fong.
I'll kill you. Oh.
The police will be here any minute.
Susan, you'll get what's coming to you. Use dirty tricks for taking Mr. Ian's assets.
You'll pay for this, Director Frank. I didn't take Mr. Ian's assets. Your 7-figure shortfall did, and this place stopped belonging to Ian a long time ago.
I knew he'd lash out when cornered. Good thing we had people in place ahead of time.
We've finally cleaned up the mess from the old days. Tomorrow, this place gets a new sign.
Mr. Frank, given your prior criminal record and this intentional assault, come with us.
Director Fletcher, this may be your last chance to wear that old suit. See you in court.
I knew he'd lash out when cornered. Good thing we had people in place.
We've finally cleaned up the old mess. Tomorrow, this place should have a new sign out front.
Miss Sutton, everything's ready. Apex suppliers are downstairs waiting to see you, and the new personnel has been straightened out too.
Go open the door and welcome the guests.
Because President Sullivan carried out a last-place elimination in the Asset Management Division and the former administration.
Slow down, President. We were fooled by Donovan Foam too. Give us a chance to come back. President Sullivan, we know the company's procedures best. You need people right now.
Know the procedures? You mean take kickbacks or throw coffee behind their backs? Joey, follow the law. Pay the full severance. As for hiring, my company doesn't take trash without professional ethics. Show them out.
Mandy, you want me Director of Purchasing Operations? I've worked only a few years.
Loyalty and integrity matter more than experience. When Victor Phone ousted me, you alone told me the truth. You're worthy of the seat.
I'll give it everything I've got.
Miss Sutton, this is the invitation to the city's annual Golden Summit Business Gala. This year you've been named the most watched rising investor.
The Golden Summit Gala.
Yes, everyone here is a tycoon worth at least $10 billion. This is your chance to step into the capital world.
A year ago, I was just an office clerk here, fired on a whim. A year later, I'll make this city. Remember my name.
Miss Sutton, everyone coming tonight holds the most power in the city. The one on the left is the heir to Zhou Real Estate.
Zhou Ming, we need a business partner. Not someone cozying up.
I heard of a lucky queen in the venture capital world.
Just writing on
Trying to join our circle. The champagne at Miss Sue's place isn't for anyone.
A circle is drawn by strength, not by the color of clothes.
Got some attitude.
But I checked around. Weren't you Yan Shoucheng's errand girl before? So this outfit, what shady trick got you it? Name a number for Stellar Blue Ventures, let you keep running it.
As long as you've gone mad tonight.
Do you know what this outfit costs?
This drink is to teach you basic manners. Young Master Zhou, however expensive your suit is, it can't hide the cheapness beneath.
You little nobody with no backing. I'll teach you what rules mean today.
Young Master Zhou, is this how the Zhou family was raised? To lay hands on my fiancée in public?
And Mr. Liu, she's your fiancé?
Inform finance to withdraw all loans to Zhou Real Estate at once, and tell old Master Zhou too. If the Zhou family's heir has no manners, then our partnership should be reconsidered.
Mr. Liu, it's a misunderstanding.
Mr. Su, I failed to recognize you. Young Master Zhou, you don't get chances like this every time. Since you think I'm not qualified, then let us disappear from the Zhou family's partnership list.
Let me introduce everyone to Susan Mann, the head of Star Blue Ventures. The only fiancée of Luke Beichuan.
Sister-in-law, still busy. I heard your Mandy's doing well, driving a car worth millions. Money probably came from somewhere shady, right? Exactly. A junior college graduate becoming a boss in less than a year.
If you ask,
She became some rich man's dirty secret. My Manda made it on her own. Save those words. And earn yourself some karma. Keep pretending. If it were honest money, would you still be here picking through trash? She's ashamed of you and doesn't want to take you with her.
Manda, you're back.
Who'd you borrow this car from? You're a girl, always running around.
What kind of business are you really in?
Aunt Lydia, I run a legitimate business. If you're that curious, go check my tax records at the tax office.
Manda, ignore them. Let's go inside. I think you're feeling guilty. What decent guy would want someone as scheming as you? I'm used to living at Man's mom's place. You insist on taking me to Summit Hills, and I won't feel at ease there.
Mom, air is better there, and there are private doctors. Most importantly, I don't want you hearing this gossip anymore.
I don't mind. As long as you're doing well, it doesn't matter where I live. Whose car is that? Looks like some big shot has come to our place.
Sue 66666.
What brings you here? To take Andy home? Auntie, I'm North River. This is a small gift I prepared for Suman. Please have a look. This is a transfer deed for 10% of the Liu family trust, currently worth 10.2 billion, as Suman's formal bride price. Transferee is Miss Suman.
Over 10 billion? Who is this young man?
This is Beichuan Liu, chairman of Vision Reach Group, and Ms. Suman is not only his fiancée, but also the founder of Star Blue Ventures. Her assets have already exceeded 1 billion.
Beichuan, I don't understand any of this. As long as you're good to man, that's all that matters.
I'll spend the rest of my life proving it.
Aunt Lee, my mom spent her life collecting scrap to send me to school. There's nothing shameful. The shame is on people who only have mouth, but no heart.
What are you thinking about?
About a year ago. When I checked balance at hospital, my hands were shaking. Back then, I thought if I ever got rich, I'd make everyone regret it.
What about now?
Now I think the people who made me suffer don't deserve my emotions at all. Real strength isn't making them regret it. It's leaving them behind they can never catch up.
Here's to this 865 million lottery ticket and to every bit of hard work you put in this past year.
Kitagawa, without you, I might have moved fast, but never this steady.
You're the wind. I'm the one carried by it.
Man, money is good. But the best thing is having someone by your side to share a bowl of porridge.
This world has changed. And I've finally become part of the rules.